All right, thank you. Good morning, everybody, for joining us this morning. I'm very excited for today's session. Social media is a big factor in our business today. If you're not using it on a daily basis, you should be using it on a daily basis. So I'm very excited to offer this class to you, all our agents. I want to thank Yolanda with WFG title for co-hosting this, putting it all together. Albamoy as well. And agents that they put all together. For those of agents that are not here, we have a bunch of goodies and that we're offering. So without further ado, I want to hand it over to Kristi Kennelly so she can give us this powerful presentation. Kristi, all yours.
Awesome. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing?
Yeah,
Good. Yeah, we're going to talk a lot of, hello, everybody online. We're going to talk a lot of social media today. So I think I've met a number of you, but my name is Kristi Keneally, and let me just make sure that this is working. Trying to move to the next slide. Let's see here. It's not, a technical presentation unless something just goes terribly wrong at the beginning. There we go. Cool. Thank you.
We can do it for you. Just
okay.
Just say next.
Or she has it on there. Yeah.
Yep, now it's working. Cool. So I'm Kristi. I am with a company called West. West is a sister company to WFG. So Yolanda and I are like sisters under the same umbrella company. So that is how I'm able to be here today. So thank you, Yolanda, for inviting me. So I was Realtor.com's first female national speaker. Before that, I ran marketing for a couple different tech companies in mortgage and real estate. And some of you know this. Before that, I was a Broadway dancer, which just makes this really weird. Right, just a little bit weird. So I was a very nerdy Broadway dancer. I helped all my friends get on their computers back in the, I don't even want to say. So I played Rumple Teaser and Cats on Broadway. And that's me with Matthew Broderick, Ferris Bueller, in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. So I got to kiss Ferris Bueller a lot, yeah. And that's me as Peter Pan. So these are the highlights captured by Google. So if you were to Google me, you would find all of this out. But there wasn't all highlights back then. I have also played an oyster. We're going to go to that next slide. Yeah. There we go. There it is.
Wait.
The lead oyster.
Hit the back button. Sorry.
What's that?
Hit the back button.
Hit the back button.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Look, I was the lead. I was the lead oyster. So what are you going to do? Have better conversations with casting directors, evidently. Okay, so I know all of you here today and online understand the importance of social media. We'll just look at a couple of different angles of this. Your sphere is online, right? Whether they're on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or TikTok, the sphere is online, and our goal is to look active online in real estate. Because if you are inactive online with your real estate, people are going to assume you're not in real estate. That's what happens in this world that we're in. So what we want to do is underscore your credibility in real estate. You're an authority in real estate. We want to look active. And let me just give you a couple obligatory statistics. So TikTok was or is the most downloaded app in 2022. So that I remember joking 5 years ago, what are we all going to be talking about 5 years from now? TikTok? Oh, got very real. Right? We're talking about TikTok. Here we are. The daily social media usage of internet users worldwide is 147 minutes per day. So let me see who wants to take a guess at this. How many minutes a day do you think the average person spends on Instagram Reels? Anyone want to take a guess just on Instagram Reels? What's the average person spending? How many minutes are we spending on that? You guys are so smart.
Okay, hold on. Right,
53 minutes a
right.
day. Just scrolling through short form video. Isn't that crazy? So that's why I want to focus a little bit on short form video with you all today, and get a little more comfortable with that. Okay, so the latest cutting edge best practices for social media. We're going to start with LinkedIn. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, really? We're going to talk about cutting edge social media and we're going to start with LinkedIn. She's going to lead with LinkedIn. Yeah, I am, because LinkedIn, their domain authority is 98 out of 100. So what does that mean? Essentially what it means is LinkedIn's going to always show up on the first page of a Google search results if someone's searching you. They're that popular of a website. They have been around a long time. And it's going to show up if someone Googles you. And do you think people are Googling you? Yeah. So you want to control that first page of Google and what people are clicking on. And this is one of the sites you can control. So LinkedIn, here's what's new about LinkedIn. Did you know that your profile picture on LinkedIn can come to life and you can do an introduction of yourself? No one knows about this. I think LinkedIn did a lousy job announcing it, but it's a really cool tool that humanizes your LinkedIn profile. So for those of you taking notes, if you're online, it's called your cover story. Cover story. And you get 20 to maybe 40 seconds to introduce yourself. You have to be in creator mode. That's also new on LinkedIn. They're trying to compete with these other platforms. And how do we do it? You must have the LinkedIn app on your phone. So download or update the LinkedIn app on your phone, and then I'll show you how easy this is to do. Well, actually, let me just show you my video first. This is my introduction on LinkedIn.
Hey, it's Kristi Lyons-Keneally. I am a marketing technology director for West. Prior to that, I was a national speaker for Realtor.com. Prior to that, I ran marketing for a couple different technology companies. Prior to that, I was a Broadway performer. But I was a nerdy, techie Broadway performer. Thank you so much for visiting my LinkedIn profile and let me know if there's anything I can answer for you. Thanks so much.
That's it. We don't overthink it. We just introduce ourselves, bring that profile to life. Why are we doing this? Because people are going to see it. It's going to be on the first page of a Google search for you. Okay, so how is it done? When you download your LinkedIn app or when you update it, all you have to do is tap on your picture and it will give you the opportunity to make your cover story. In mine, I've already made one, so I get to view or edit it, but you'll have the ability to record yours. Done, in, out. We don't overthink it. We just use our phones. Okay, next. These slides got a little messed up in the translation. Sorry about that. Do, value, engagement. What does that mean? So I get asked nearly every day, what is the key to social media? How do I make it work? What do I do to be successful? It's a pretty relatively simple answer. The key, or half the battle of social media, is engaging with people. That's it. Social media is social. Before anything else, it's social. So what I want you to do is comment, like, save, share other people's stuff. Because when you do that, you're showing that you care and you're showing up for the algorithm. And it's a two-way street, what's going on with the algorithm on nearly all of the platforms. So this is what I do nearly every day. I focus 5. I got this from my friend Katie Lance, who's a social media expert. I spend 5 minutes on 5 people and I say 5 words or more. That's it. Every day, early in the morning, 5 minutes. 5 people, 5 words or more. And I want you to understand that engagement is prospecting in this world. This is prospecting. This is like cold calling. We're going to show the platform that we care, whatever platform that you're on. Then I've got my own strategy. So Focus 5 is my friend Katie's strategy, which I like and I do. But now I want to talk about how you prime the well. What does that mean? Okay, so hang in there with me. In this idea of engagement, I want you to engage with people at the beginning of the day or week. At the beginning of the day or week, and I want you to talk about what'd you do over the weekend? What'd you eat? Who'd you see? Where'd you go? What'd your kids do? What did your grandkids do? What did your pet do? Anything that's personal that you're comfortable sharing, do that at the beginning of the week or beginning of the day if you're posting a lot. Why? Because the personal posts will always get more engagement. Always, right? Have you guys already experienced that? Yeah, business posts don't get as much engagement. So we do something personal at the beginning of the week. Then you post something more business oriented at the end of the week, like Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And that can be answering a frequently asked question. That can be posting a testimonial about yourself. That could be a new listing. That could be a just sold. That could be in escrow. That could be an open house. That can be anything. But the idea is this give to get strategy, meaning if someone's engaged with you, you gave them your personal content, something more personal about you. And if they engage with you, like, you know, my son won physiology student of the year. If you engaged with me and said, congratulations, I can't believe Owen won physiology student of the year. Well, you just signaled to Instagram that you might be interested in my next post. And my next post will be business oriented. Does that make sense to everybody? So gurus overly complicate this stuff. I call it the reverse mullet, right? Personal content at the beginning of the week, more business oriented at the end of the week. And we just alternate. Yeah? Keep it simple for yourselves. We don't have to have like a 51 days of content. No, just some personal at the beginning, business near the end. Okay, moving on. Do recognize that content is all around you. So the other question I get all the time is, what do I post? I don't know what to post. What do I post? Well, that's $1 million question, right? But I can tell you it is all around you, content. So some easy ways to attack this. First off, what answers do you find yourself repeating over and over again, in email or over the phone or whatever? That's content waiting to be made, whether that's a video or a post or whatever you'd like to do. Are there stories that you tell often to make a point in real estate? Are you a storyteller? That's great. People love stories on social media. They want to know how it ends. But mostly what I tell people to do is watch how others are doing and get inspired. And I'm not going to tell you to rip off what they're doing. I'm going to tell you that your job is not to figure out what is something no one's ever said before. That's not your job. That's not my job. I'm not going to sit there and try to think about the most original content ever. It's not necessary. What's interesting is just how you explain a topic, how you explain the answer to something. That's all that's necessary. So whether you do it with humor or authority, you show your experience, that's the authenticity that people talk about. I like to say this is why there have been 1 million productions of The Music Man on Broadway, because everyone wants to see how everyone's going to do it, right? It's the same content. It's just how does someone else do it? And so let's watch my friend Katie. She does a very simple reel. She does really simple reels every day, just answering frequently asked questions. She's my friend out of Houston. You'll see this is nothing new. but this is just how she does it with a nice smile on her face. And she's building trust slowly but surely. Here we go.
Some of the easiest ways to improve the curb appeal on your property if you're thinking about selling would be to pressure wash the driveway and sidewalks, update your landscaping, clean all of your windows, and also paint or stain your front door.
Is that new? Oh, but this is so friendly and it's good information. It's quick, it's easy, and she gets thousands and thousands of views. We just don't have to overly complicate this stuff. We kind of do that to ourselves when we're, just overthinking things. Okay, so that's Katie. Now, some of you might be wondering, but I just still really want to be given the content. I want to be told what to say, what to do. I need help, and I get that. So these are some of my favorite sources. If for those of you who are online, if you want to screenshot this, for those of you here, if you're taking notes, you want to take a picture. These are a bunch of different free and paid sources of content. So Realtor.com, I used to work for them. They've got over 20 people that do nothing but write content for consumers. What are they writing about? What can you talk about? How can you add your opinion to what Realtor.com is doing? That's content just sitting there. BreakthroughBroker.com. Does anyone use them? Yeah. So that's free content. Yeah. That they're constantly creating templates for you. Great. Agent Crate. They're not free, but they're very pretty. Their content has a really pretty aesthetic, if that's important to you. Keeping Current Matters. Anyone use Keeping Current Matters? So they're a great source for blog posts. They're constantly writing articles that you can either link to or internalize and make a video or make your own content by putting your own spin on the idea. Coffee and Contracts, they're really fun. They actually give you Instagram Reels ideas now. They're paid, but they're very pretty. It's very pretty content, and they're very up to date with Instagram Reels. Lab Coat Agents, that's a membership. They've been around a long time. Paperless Agent is also a membership, but both of those companies will give you content for the month. So if you want, I want all my social media posts, I want blog posts, I want videos, I want it all, I want it given to me. Those memberships will get you that. And then Elevate by Elm Street, that's probably a good company to check out. Once again, they provide lots of the posting for you. So just a few ideas there. Some are free, some are paid. I'm happy to talk to you about what works best for you. Okay, next, don't waste the first 3 seconds of video. So I have probably made, Ruben, I'm going to say I probably made about 300 videos in my life so far, which isn't the most ever, but I've made a lot of videos. And gosh, I have one number one rule for what it takes for a video to be successful now. And I've done them for decades. I've been through it all. What works now? The first 3 seconds have to be compelling. No matter what platform you're on, if it's Instagram Reels, if it's YouTube, it's the same idea. Facebook did a study, and they found out that the value of video content is really established within those first 3 seconds, meaning if someone watches 3 seconds or more, or if a group is watching 3 seconds or more, half of that group will go on to watch the next 30 seconds if they got through the first 3. Make sense? Yeah. So if you have them, if you got them for 3 seconds, you got half of them for 30. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal, because I'm going to guess that I'm not the only one in this room that grew up with commercials that were kind of slow, and they took 30 seconds on TV, and they didn't really get to the brand or get to the point until the end. It's not how it works now, right? We got to be compelling in the first 3 seconds. And so let me give you an example. So this is a YouTube example. And Yolanda, I think you get one of these from me every week. Yeah. So, but this is what I do. And I know that if I've got Yolanda for 3 seconds, I've got her more than likely for the rest of the video. So this is an example. Here we go.
Oh, you know what's important in the first 3 seconds of a video? The first 3 seconds of a video is Tech Tip Tuesday. So Facebook figured out that if people watch 3 seconds of a video,
And I got you all, right? Were you all still watching? Yeah, so it works. Now, you don't have to be as crazy and as hyper as I am. You don't have to do that. What's that?
Really good.
Well, thank you. I've done a lot of them.
Not everybody captures my attention, so you caught my attention.
Well, good, yeah. So that's kind of the point, but all you have to do is say what you're gonna say and then say it. Right. So tell me what the video is gonna be about and then tell me what the video is about. So I don't want a long introduction. Nobody wants that. There's no time. Just tell me the topic and then deliver on the topic and you'll be fine. We just get right to the point. I mean, if we deconstructed Katie, who we just watched, she got to the point right away, right?
Yeah.
That's what we have to do in today's world. Okay, so I do want you to try this new stuff. So I've said Instagram Reels a lot. Instagram Reels, what are they? I talked about this a little bit in our first class a month or so ago. So Reels, short form video that's 15 to 30 to 60 to 90 seconds, 15 to 90 seconds on Instagram. You can incorporate multiple clips, which is nice for property tours, right? We want the pool and the living room and the bathroom, et cetera, et cetera. You can incorporate music, which is super fun, and even very silly audio clips. That's a whole nother side, which is super fun. But what's the big deal? You know, why should I care? Well, Instagram is pushing Reels because it's trying to compete with TikTok. What's the #1 downloaded app this year? TikTok. So there's this huge rivalry going on. Who benefits from this rivalry? People like us, if we make content. And I don't know how long this window is going to last, but we want to take advantage of it because this is how we get out in front of new people. Okay, how do you get started with Reels? The 2 easiest ways to do it is to either start making property tours. If you're out on caravan, start grabbing footage. Or if you've got listings, we want to grab vertical footage. That's a big change. Remember how for those of you who've been doing this a while, you remember 10, 15 years ago, every speaker would say on stage, make sure, let me see where, I've got my phone right here. Make sure your phone is in, Ruben's gonna help me out with the prop. Make sure your phone's like this. You guys remember that? Everyone's like, don't do this. You gotta do this. Well, guess what's changed? Now we shoot vertically with the phone in that formation. And that's a bit of a switch because we were all trained to do it the other way. Okay, so the phone is vertical, we get property footage, or we put ourselves in front of the camera and offer something helpful or entertaining, or if you're both, even better. But mostly helpful is all you need to focus on. Now, what do you need to make a reel? Your phone. Do not overly complicate this. You know, I speak with people all the time who've told me about all the equipment they purchased and that they've never used, right? And they don't make any videos. They just have $10,000 worth of equipment sitting in their garage. Why? We don't need to do that. So you just need your phone. If you have a ring light, great. Or you can, this office is full of sunlight. You just stand in front of a window and get some nice even light on you, you'll be fine. Do you need a tripod? Sure, if you want one, if that helps, but I'll warn you, when you get a tripod, you're gonna have a tendency then to want to step back and I'm gonna lose some audio. It's just better if you use your arm and stay pretty close to your camera so we pick up good audio. Make sense? So again, don't overthink yourself or over purchase the camera equipment. We don't need to. So how do you make a reel? You go to Instagram, you're gonna tap on that plus sign and you select reel. And from there we make choices. Am I going to put the camera on a property or am I gonna put the camera on me? We just flip the lens by clicking on the little circular buttons in the lower right corner to choose the front or back camera. Some of you might have something called dual camera. If Instagram gave that to you, they've been kind of testing that feature out, which enables you to see the front and back camera simultaneously. Kind of cool. Or if you're not shooting yourself or a property, maybe you're going to your camera roll and you're getting footage from Caravan from the other day. So then you open up your camera roll and use that footage. So we got choices. We make those choices. And then for those of you who are more advanced, those of you online who are more advanced, if you've been doing reels, this would be one of my big tips for you. I want you to download a video at this point in the process. Download it to your phone. Maybe you've added captions, but we download before we add music. Why? Well, because then you can take that video and put it on TikTok and use TikTok's music. That's legal to use, right? We can download it, we can put it on YouTube as a short, put it on YouTube with their music, put it on Facebook, use their music. They might actually have the same music because Facebook owns Instagram, so there's a good bit of crossover there. Maybe we're going to put that video on LinkedIn. Should we use music on LinkedIn? Nah. So we don't use music. And then maybe I put that video on my Google Business profile. So now we're distributing our video and getting it out there. If you took the time to make a video, and I'm going to be a big proponent or a big coach for you and say, get it out to the world, right? Let's make sure it gets seen. So that is my little advanced tip for those of you making videos. Ask yourself, am I getting those videos in all of the places? That's what we're after. Distribution is not as fun, but it's just as important as the video itself. Okay, so this is Glenda Baker. She's the queen of TikTok and Instagram for real estate. She's out of Atlanta, Georgia. So you might see a video of hers on Instagram. Great. But if you happen to go to YouTube or TikTok, you're going to see that same video. So that's what she's doing, is repurposing that video to get it in front of all of her sphere, or as much as possible, in all of the places. Okay, cool. This trick is so helpful. I can't even stand myself. I love this trick that I'm about to show you guys. Back in the day, would it take hours or a lot of money to pay an editor to do multiple listing videos in a week? Like not even affordable, right? That doesn't have to exist. That doesn't have to be now. You can use templates with reels and create multiple listing videos. So let me ask you guys this. I know I'm building this up a lot, Ruben. I love this trick though. Are we heading into a time with this shifting market where you might have to have price reduction conversations? So to have the price reduction conversation, do you need a little evidence of, look, I've shown you your property's been seen by this number of people and we're not getting any bites? Wouldn't it be nice to have that evidence to help support this conversation? Aha. So let's look at this trick using templates. So let's say on Instagram, you find a template of a property and you love the music and you love the edits and it's perfectly edited to the beat, like this, for example. You get it. I mean, mean, it's cool, a cool looping video. You kind of wanted to watch it a second time, right? It gotcha. It got me too. So, and Instagram knows that. Because this video was edited in Reels. For now, Instagram is allowing you to use the template. So, okay, let's tap on use template, and Instagram brings in that music and offers you placeholders where you can put in your property footage. Your property photos. Is footage better? Yeah, probably better. But you can even use images. So just to kind of prove the point, so that music was used in House of Gucci, that series. I don't know if anyone watched that. I mean, it's cool, a cool song, and that's a cool property that we were just looking at. What's not cool is me going to the La Brea tar pits with my family. But I can make the point, right? That all I did was plug in my photos from the La Brea tar pits. And I got that music and those exact edits, and you'll just see it took me 60 seconds to do this. Oh, Zoom's got us lagging a little bit here. So Zoom is behind, but that was exactly cut to the beat in theory. So, but let me just deconstruct a little bit more here. Let me see if I can back up and go back to this video. How many of you are taking your own footage at properties? Most of you. Okay, so let's watch. I mean, they had a videographer clearly for this luxury property, but we can still take the best practices. What I want you to notice in this video is how the camera is constantly moving. So it's either pushing in, or it's pulling out, or it's panning. It's almost like it's dancing, right? Movement creates the energy. If you know that and watch this, it all comes together. So, oops, let me back this up. Hold on, here we go. You guys see what I'm talking about? It's grabbing only a fraction of a second, but there's movement and it creates that energy and it makes you want to watch it again and again and again. And what we're going to try to do is gather up views so that we can go to a seller and say, oh, it might be time to have a price reduction conversation. Let me show you some reports from Instagram Reels. Let me show you some of the views that we're getting on Zillow. Let me show you some of the views that we're getting on Realtor.com. Now you've got your evidence, right? To make that conversation hopefully go a little bit easier. I know it's not an easy conversation, but you get the idea. Now, do you all understand how, if you found templates during the week and you've got plenty of footage, you can make multiple videos with different songs and different footage and show your seller that you've created listing videos all week long, maybe 3. That used to take hours. That used to take a professional editor. You don't have to do that now. And they don't need to know that it only took you 5 minutes. They don't need to know, okay? All right, so that's how we make multiple listing videos in a week, and that is how we gather a little evidence to help us with these conversations that we're having to have in this shifting market. Okie dokie. So again, you would just use the placeholders. It pulls in the music for you when you use the template, and you do not have to go to the La Brea tar pits, clearly, but you know, we had a good enough time. All right, moving on. Oh, let me give you this quick little pro tip. How many of you are going to do this, by the way? Right? I know it's like the best kept secret right now. I want you to follow @use template on Instagram. So the account is use_template. For those of you who are online on Zoom, if you're on your phones right now, if you guys are on your phones, go to Instagram and go to use_template. Those templates will not be real estate related, maybe 1 or 2, but they're just random templates with, I don't know, sunsets and thunder and lightning. it doesn't matter because you're going to use your own artwork, your own photos or your own videos, but they're edited to the beat of the music and they use cool music. And now you got all kinds of templates to choose from. Okay, cool. Moving on. Do have a CTA. Does anyone know what a CTA is? A call to action. This is a mistake I see all the time, and I make it too on social media. We don't have to do this in every single video, but gosh, it's nice when there is some kind of call to action in your social media posts. So a call to action, that does not have to be a hard sell. You don't have to say, so buy or sell with me today. Right? Like, I don't know, whatever we might have in our heads from being kids and seeing salespeople on TV. We don't have to do that. What we can do is say things like, share this to your story, or tag a friend if you think they'd find this helpful, or let me know what you think in the comments below. That will help stir up engagement. DM me if you have specific questions. And the famous visit the link in my bio for more. Have you guys seen or read these types of calls to action? Now you know what they are, right? And you can be intentional about this. Okay, so visit the link in my bio. Let's deconstruct that and take the mystery out of that. When we see the link in bio, what they're talking about is a mobile-friendly mini website. These are free, absolutely free to have. A mobile-friendly mini website that we use as a bridge between Instagram and other places where they can connect with you. You give them this mobile-friendly mini website where they can find out what their home is worth, or chat about their home goals with you, or search for homes. All of these are links to different places where my friend Sophia, who you'll see here in a second, where she can connect with them, or they can connect with her. So if you're taking notes or screenshotting online, for those of you here in the room, if you want to take a picture, these are the 3 that I recommend, and they're free. Linktree's been around forever. Have you guys heard that word before, Linktree? Well, so they've been around a while. They're kind of the original, the OG, as my son would say. Beacons.ai, that's what I use. It's free. I like them because I get a video introduction. And then Milkshake, that's what you're looking at here. Milkshake is another one. So they're all free. And now I want to show you how this all comes together. So this is my friend Sophia. She was relatively new to video when she did this. She's going to do a reel. This is one of her early reels. You're going to see that she does a subtle call to action, and then I'm going to do what she tells me to do, and she ends up capturing me as a lead. So this is how this all ties together. Let's watch what she does.
Do you know how much equity your current home has? So even if you're not currently thinking of selling your house, it's always a really good idea to keep an eye on the market values in your area. So I have a really cool website that is free for you, where you can get a monthly update. You can see what your home is worth, see what's going on in your area, in case you do want to sell, or maybe you want to refinance, get some money, do some upgrades. It's always good to know. So if you're curious about what's going on in your market and you want to get monthly updates, go ahead and you can sign up through the link in my bio, or you can DM me and I'll send you the link so you can sign up on your own.
Sign up through the link in my bio or DM me. That was it. Okay, I'm going to go to the link in her bio. So that's what I do because she told me to. So I go to the link in her bio. This is the Milkshake app, the free mobile-friendly mini website. There it is. And right at the top, find out what your home is worth. I tap on that, and that takes me to a landing page. She's using HomeBot. Are you guys familiar with HomeBot? HomeBot is a great little tool that enables me to give Sophia my address, my information, and now Sophia sends me a monthly update about the value of my home. It's all automated. But that is how social media can work in your favor in terms of lead generation. Makes sense to everybody? So it's not just posting to post. This was incredibly intentional. Do you have to do that for every post? No, no. But once in a while, that kind of strategy is really good. So anyway, she got me. I now get this monthly report from HomeBot. Actually, it looks like it's from her, and she's partnered with a lender in this case, and it's really addictive. I don't work for HomeBot, but I can tell you a couple things about them. They have a 50% engagement rate. So half the people that see their home reports click and play on the reports, and that's important because Sophia gets notified. And they have a less than 1% unsubscribe rate, which is pretty amazing. That's how addictive these reports are for people like me, for homeowners, because I just get to see all the things about my home and the equity options I have and all kinds of great information. So HomeBot, homebot.ai, something I do recommend you guys check out. Again, I don't work for them. I just am a recipient of their digests and I like them. All right, do set up your Google business profile. We talked about this the last time, and I wanted to bring it back simply because I think you should treat your Google business profile, you should treat it like social media, and that'll make sense in just a second. So why? For those of you who have not set up a Google business profile, the reason you want to is because you want to control the consumer's first impression of you when they Google your name. What happens when you Google your name? That's probably a good bit of homework for you, is just go Google yourself and see what comes up. And we want to improve your chances of being found in best realtor near me. If I'm living in Alhambra, that might be what I type in. The number of searches containing near me has increased by more than 200% over the last 2 years. That makes sense. Right after the pandemic, everything we've been through, that makes sense. We want to improve or increase website traffic so we can send people from your Google business profile to your website. We want to be found on Google Maps, if at all possible. We want to make it easy for someone like me to contact you. You'd be surprised how sometimes I have to dig to find a real estate agent's phone number. Like, it's just crazy. And it's free. So, Ruben, I am going to be a great grandma someday. It's going to happen. And I'm going to say to my great grandkid something like this. I remember when Google business profiles were free. Like, who knows what's gonna happen, right? With how things are monetized, but right now, this is free and Google is the beast. So when you Google yourself, is there a big white space on the right side of the page? If so, that means we need to claim and begin to bolster your Google business profile. That's what it looks like. That's what it is. That is free. That's compact information. You can clearly get a hold of me if you need to or want to. So that's what we're talking about in terms of kind of a final product. Okay, if you have not set up your Google business profile, write this one down. Everyone just take the moment to write this down. Go to business.google.com, I'll get out of the way, /create. business.google.com/create. Follow the prompts. Couple of things I want you to be careful of. Your business name should be your name realtor or your name real estate agent. Who you are and what you do, especially if you have a common name. I want to be able to find the Chris Smith that is associated with real estate, not the Chris Smith that's associated with golf, for example, right? Do not accidentally claim this office as being yours. It's going to pop up as, hey, is this your business? and you're gonna say, none of these match, or no, something along those lines, because this, you're not claiming this office, you're building this for yourself, okay? So we don't want to claim the office because it's not going to go through anyway, right? Because the office is already claimed theirs. The verification process will likely include a postcard to verify the location that you are going to associate yourself with, if it's this location or Arcadia, for example. So there will likely be a postcard or some type of verification process, and it's worth the headache. It is a little tedious at first to set this up, but it's one time. And then businesses that verify their information with Google are twice as likely to be considered reputable by consumers. So I think it's worth it. It's worth the little pain to get it initially set up. And then once it's set up, I want you to treat it like social media. I want you to add photos and videos when you got them. Repurpose your reels. If you're gonna make property tours, repurpose them on your Google business profile. Create posts and updates. There's room for all of that on Google. So if you're already posting to Facebook and Instagram, I don't want to make more work for you, but I would love it if at least once a week you could put something on Google, because they'll eat it up. They eat up fresh content like candy. They love fresh content on Google. So that's the Google business profile. That's why it's in the social media presentation, because I want you to treat it like social media. And all right, we're rounding third, sliding into home, everybody. Don't make it all about business. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I was on the speaking circuit when coaches would get up and they'd say, so we want you to be the mayor of your town, and we want you to make neighborhood videos, and you're going to go interview business owners, and you're going to get your mics, and you'll edit it. And I sat there thinking, that's so much work. Like, who's gonna do that? It was unrealistic then, it's unrealistic now. So here's what I suggest you do. So this is my client, Jerry. And he said, I want to highlight one of my favorite restaurants. I said, great. I want you to layer in some music. We're going to use some fun music. You can do music you like, but put in music. I want you to add captions at the beginning using Instagram's tool. And then I want you to either tag or collaborate with the restaurant. These are just buttons that you push in Instagram. So easy. Okay, so let's watch what Jerry ended up doing. Essentially, he just filmed his experience while having dinner. It couldn't have been easier, and he got almost 10,000 views on this, like that. Here we go. So he's just walking in. Clearly, this is not a professional videographer. Just Jerry and his phone. Steps up to the bar. And I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty good. And then what he did is he gave the manager his phone, and he asked the manager to take footage of the chef making his dinner. So Jerry's just enjoying his drink right now. Dinner served, full restaurant, Jerry's brand. Does that seem doable? We didn't have to get mics involved. I didn't have to interview anybody. I didn't have to prepare questions. I didn't have to hire an editor. I didn't have, all of that is not necessary. If you want to show off that you know your neighborhood and your community, you just take your phone and kind of just film the experience that you're having. And that's what people want. We don't really want to watch a random interview. Do you? We just don't, but that was fun. Cost him nothing, almost 10,000 views, nearly overnight. It was kind of fun to watch. Okay, last cutting edge tactic of the day is called remixing. Now this sounds like a fancy editing term, but it's not. Remixing, all it is reacting to someone else. on Instagram Reels. That sounds interesting. So I decided, instead of making my own video one day, that I was gonna take a break. And so I just reacted to my friend Katie Lance, who's a social media expert in Northern California. I'll show you how easy this is to do, but here's what I did. I just reacted to what I thought was good information from Katie.
Here's the good news. You don't have to be everywhere on social media. I know it can feel really tempting, especially if you're using social media for real estate, to feel like I have to be on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and LinkedIn and Twitter and Pinterest and everywhere. You don't. So I encourage you to think about where you enjoy spending time, what brings you joy. And number two, where are your clients hanging out? If you're not sure, ask them. You might send them an email and say, hey, we're working on serving you better in 2022, and I would love to hear from you. Where are you spending time? TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, none of the above. Spend time where your clients are. And remember, you don't have to be all things to all people.
We don't have to be all things to all people. I just thought it was great advice, so I just piggybacked on it and remixed. It's called remixing, but it's just reacting. How do you do it? You guys, it's so simple. If you see a video that you like, maybe it's another realtor in an entirely different market who's offering great advice, and you're just gonna, acknowledge it or agree with it, whatever the case may be. It could be Katie, for all that matters. All I have to do is, if I like this video, I tap on these 3 dots. I know it's hard to see with her polka dots, but there's 3 dots. You just tap on the 3 dots and it'll say, remix this reel. If Katie has allowed this to happen on her videos, you'll see remix this reel, and then from there you just record. That's it. I was done in that was 45 seconds. Done. Katie was thrilled because she got notified that I did that. I didn't have to think about content for that day. And I was proud of the advice she was giving. I agreed with her advice. So I would keep this positive. I wouldn't do negative reaction videos. But for those of you who have kids or grandkids, have they been watching this kind of thing forever? Like, they love watching videos of people reacting to things. Have you noticed that? We're just catching up to what the kids are doing, have been doing. They've been doing this, right? So they will always point us usually in the direction of where things are headed. Okay, and for what this is worth, it is not too late to start. For those of you here and for those of you on Zoom, online, if you're feeling like, it's just overwhelming and it's probably too late. No, it's not, because it's every video for itself right now. It's a level playing field. Instagram, Reels, and TikTok have basically hit a big reset button. Your views are not dependent on your follower count. You can have 4 followers and have a viral video. It doesn't matter. Now, that's different than like YouTube. It's tough to get subscribers. That's a long play, YouTube. Facebook, business pages. I think they've abandoned us a little bit on Facebook. Those business pages are tough to get views on. This, it happened to me, you guys. I got 740,000 views on a video I spent 2 minutes on. Now, our goal is not to go viral. I simply tell you that because it can happen. I don't have that many followers. I'm not a social media guru. I'm a little bit more of a marketing nerd, but I'm still able to get, I think I probably average around 3,000 views per video. I don't even have 3,000 followers on Instagram. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of a quiet person, believe it or not, but I can get these views. I know it's hard to believe, but I'm kind of this private, quiet person. But anyway, it's possible to create momentum. Good content will usually always win, especially if you apply my best practices from today, like those first 3 seconds being important. And you can start with this. It's kind of fun that it's fair right now. So the recap, for those of you taking pictures, taking screenshots, don't dismiss LinkedIn. Get that cover story intro going. You should, people are gonna do their due diligence on you. We just are. Value engagement. It's a two-way street on social media. You gotta show people that you care, and it tells the algorithm, oh, everyone, Kristi and Yolanda are participating with each other online. We're gonna make sure each other sees each other's stuff. That's how it works. Recognize content is everywhere. Don't think about coming up with the most original idea. Just bring your personality to it and you'll be fine. Don't waste the first 3 seconds of a video. I want you to try Reels, TikTok, whichever you like. Leverage templates for Reels. That is how we can make multiple listing videos in a week. That is how we can gather views and have some validation for that conversation about a price reduction. Do tell your audience what to do. That is what a call to action is. And it can be subtle, doesn't have to be hard hitting. Set up your Google business profile. If you haven't, start treating it like social media. Try a remix if it's just fun. And mostly I encourage you to not be afraid of the buttons on these platforms. Have some fun. And it's never too late to start. And so with that, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you're welcome to. I offer tech tips and some silly stuff once in a while. It's fun. Some silly stuff. Yeah. Thank you. But you know, the fun stuff always does really well. The tech tips do well, but the fun stuff almost always does well too. With that, do we have questions, comments?
Someone up here.
Do we get the PowerPoint slides up? I can try to work towards getting a PDF to you guys.
Perfect.
The slides are good. It's just too big a
This is
file.
being recorded, by the way.
Oh, it's being recorded. Well,
So-
that's probably
So this will
better.
be uploaded to our YouTube channel and will also be sent out.
Perfect. So there you go. That's better than a PDF.
Yeah, so
Yes.
they can view it like if it was live with the video.
Did everybody learn at least one new thing today? Yeah, good. And I hope you're not overwhelmed, but you cherry pick from all of that today. What works for you? What do you think you can try? Push yourselves a little bit out of your comfort zone. The risks are scary, but sometimes you surprise yourself a little bit when you try the new stuff. You might just surprise yourself. Any other questions from online, from Zoom? Anybody here?
I have 2
Okay,
in the remix. If it's allowed to be shared or remixed, it will give you that option, right?
Yeah.
If that person did not allow it, it will not give you that option.
correct.
Okay, so that legality is clear cut. And then the one where you use the music and then you put in your own content, that video, the one that moves, is it edited or do you have to do small little clips and throw it in there? So if you do a full video and you enter in those little, those 6 little sections, will it automatically edit it for you?
It will, but it'll use a little AI to choose what they think might be the
Right.
best part of that individual clip. But you can go in, tap on that clip and move it just so, let's say you want to
Got
make
it.
sure you capture the staircase like that.
Right,
That half second, you can find that half second in
And put
that
it in there.
individual clip and make sure you're using that.
but when recording, you could do one video and then edit it, so you don't have to do like 6 small little videos.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Ooh,
Or do you need those 6 little videos?
you could probably get away with it'll be just a long clip because you're gonna have to go through, the living
Right.
room and the kitchen and then show the pool and the garage. I mean,
Okay.
that's a long
Right.
video.
So it's easier just to do the small little clips
Yeah.
of what you want as content.
If I were you guys, yes. So what I would do is, okay, I'm in the kitchen. Let me do a pan. Okay, and now let me do a pan this way. Actually, let me do a reveal.
Got it.
Like do 2 or 3 options so that you can make different videos with just those different
Got it.
partial seconds. Yeah, that's a great question.
But you say it always has to be vertical, right?
Should
Yeah, I just made a reel about this yesterday. You can put horizontal video into a reel, but it will not perform well. Instagram kind of hates it. Like, it's just, they want you to use the tool the way they built it and intended it. So I have had to learn the hard way because I've tried to see if I can not game the system. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use these old videos and just put it into this new thing. And then nothing worked. It just didn't perform. No one saw anything. And so I have completely changed my tune. And I make the videos the way Instagram wants you to make them, and then they reward you with, now we'll show your video. Thank you for doing what we want you to do.
One more question.
Good question.
Can someone help personally if we need help for old school people like me?
We'll pass your information over.
Okay, and yeah, can we get your email and phone, Kristi, for help? So at this point, I'm going to turn this over to my sister Yolanda. If we can talk a little bit about that.
So just, I'm gonna bring in Yolanda now. So everybody, I want you guys to thank her for spearheading this and the boys. Please, you know, if you do have transactions, think of her. You know, they're doing this for all our agents to get more productive and stuff. At the same token, they're asking to, you know, get a piece of the pie as well. So Yolanda.
Hi, everybody in Arcadia. First, thank you, Kristi. Kristi comes from far. She drives a long way this morning and to share all her experience and knowledge and tools. And she's very valuable. And that's why we're so excited to have this partnership. And the market is changing. I get questions every single day from my realtors and from lenders and escrow officers, and they're asking, Yoli, what do you see out there? And yes, the market is changing, everybody. It's changing. And that's why it's so important that we also have to evolve and change as the business does. But there's so much business out there. And we just have to look for it. And we just have to kind of change our style. And so much valuable information that Kristi has given us. And just take, you know, one or two ideas and work on that and perfect it, you know, whether it's the remix or the video. And then once you master that, you can go on to the next and the next. Because let's face it, in today, all our buyers are very social media savvy, very tech savvy, you know, especially that young generation, like my kids, oh my gosh, they know so much. So, you know, this is very important. And I like some of the tools that she brought to our attention today. Kristi shared with us, is because right now, when you're trying to get a listing, and right now sellers are interviewing 2-3 agents, you need to have all the tools. And when they ask marketing, what are you going to do for them marketing wise? Kristi just gave you a bunch of ideas. You always have to be better than your competitors, okay, and offer. And so this is why, you know, the business is changing, evolving, and this is valuable information that will help you get the listing. So, you know, I think most of you know I was a realtor. I've been in the business 40 years. I'm very passionate about this. I get so excited when you get that listing, when you get your offer accepted, when you close that hard transaction. I'm your best truth. And so for that, I hope that I can earn your next order. I'd love to work with you, and I will work super hard. And I care about you guys. And like I said, I'm not hard. And that way my bosses know that I'm working, or else I'll be fired. But I also want to thank somebody very special today who also helped co-sponsor this breakfast, and that's Alba Moy.
Come up here, Alba.
Come on, Alba. Come up here.
Arcadia can't see you.
Come on, come on.
Don't be shy. We're talking about social media. Don't be shy.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
Thank you so much for having us, and we're here for you. Whatever you need, we work the new way, the old way, whatever which way you want. I think it was amazing. I mean, the first 3 seconds, that's what catch your attention. So that's what I I'm excited about.
Do you
I
take testimonials?
Okay. I love Astro. I've been doing this since 1979. So I started when I was 5 and I love it. It's just so exciting. Opening an Astro is exciting, but closing is the most exciting. I enjoy balancing my files and, just looking through the whole thing. It's just amazing. It's like having your kids graduate from high school, going to college and moving into the world. Thank you so much for all your support, and we want to be part of the team always. Thank you.
Don't leave.
You want me to end it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do we contact
Oh,
Kristis? Introduce-
Very good. Thank you. I'm not sure if it's off or not, but if you want to schedule an appointment with Kristi, just call me. And then we'll schedule a Zoom meeting. My cards are here. So just, text me, email me, call me and say, hey, we want to book an appointment with Kristi and one-on-one, and we'll be more than